What's up, everybody? Welcome to another live stream. And here we're going to talk about the most extremely safe suburbs of San Antonio. I know that is not very common to hear the word extreme in any circumstance when looking at places to move and where to live is a little strange. But the way I got the title for this show of Extremely Safe Suburbs of San Antonio is through research. And I got through Perplexity AI and a couple of different modules to really deep dive into the suburbs around San Antonio. Because according to this article here, right there, it's saying that more people are leaving San Antonio than any other Texas city. So even myself, I used to live inside of the city of San Antonio limits, and I got out. I left basically the city of San Antonio just because I couldn't, stand the congestion. My family wasn't happy in the city limits. So, I mean, I don't live very far from the city limits, just a few minutes. But that's really something that I wanted to dive deeper into this show. So, at the end of the show, I'm going to go over in kind of a bullet point format of the top areas that a lot of these credited news sources are saying that is the safest areas to live around San Antonio. So thanks for joining. And let me know in the comments where you're joining. And also, if you're rewatching this, where you're rewatching it from. I love to know where the audience is. And if you're local here, please chime in on where you're living because it's always great to hear from a local. I have a really cool Reddit comment that I can't wait to read to you guys. So thanks again. Um, so we're here also every Thursday at 4 o'clock. I go live, and I love to connect with everybody, the locals, people relocating, um, even our clients that we've helped move to this area, and it's just cool to hear it from everybody. So according to the Express News, more people are leaving San Antonio than any other Texas city. San Antonio has been amongst the country's top fastest growing cities last year, but this year, a new study says it's also got one of the highest turnover rates in the nation. According to the study from the San Antonio Express News. Now, to work out these rankings, there we go. To work out these rankings, these are the top 50th largest metros in their turnover rates September 2024 to August 2025. So San Antonio ranked second in basically outgoing migration of people leaving San Antonio. And the median sales price is $329,000, 45 sales per 1,000 housing units. But what's interesting about this is it does not show people who tried to sell their home in San Antonio and couldn't, and also listed it for rent or just end up staying. Thank you. Not local or anything, but I'm from SA. Awesome. Thanks for joining. So, so that's essentially where people are leaving. And I argue that people are leaving San Antonio for various reasons. I would say one is that we have 4 military bases here. I know there's annexes and other veteran programs that are here. We have massive VA facilities here. We have trauma centers. We have even the Air Force graduation here at Lackland. So a lot of people come in and leave San Antonio. So there's reasons why. It's not just because San Antonio is a horrible city. I just think there's a lot of variables that go around San Antonio and why people leave. Now, also a reason people leave is to go to the suburbs, kind of like my family is. We came here to San Antonio, and I like to say we grew out of it and really found some goodness into the San Antonio suburbs. So, if you do have a favorite San Antonio suburbs, let me know in the comments. I'd love to bring it up of which is your favorite, why it's your favorite, because I'm going to name a few right now. And at the end of the stream, I'm going to go over bullet point of where I think they are telling the truth about the suburbs and where I think they're lying about the suburbs. So this next article is about Bernie, pronounced sometimes born, but that is incorrect. That's a fact. It's Bernie. Bernie, Texas is very, very high ranking in schools. Last week on the live stream, we went in deep, really did a deep dive onto schools and the rating of schools, the best schools, the worst schools. There are schools in San Antonio that were getting Fs and horrible scores. And we did go over that in the previous episode. But Bernie was on the list. It literally had straight A's with schools. So it's very talked about. And I love this picture here because, oh, they're there. I feel like people that did move to Bernie, and I have a Reddit comment that I really want to bring up. They moved to Bernie because it was a small Texas town, didn't have a lot of development. They're still controlling a lot of development that's happening around Bernie, but it's still outgrowing the expectation of being a small town. It is no longer a small town as much as people want it to be. It's not. So this is what you thought Bernie was, but it's nowhere near that it. So Bernie's population has exploded in growth in the last decade, according to the Bernie Kendall County Economic Development Corporation, jumping from 12,600 in 2015 to 20,000. I definitely think it's going to grow to at least 40 to 50,000 in the next, I would say, 2 years, because a lot of this data hasn't really caught up. And some of the subdivisions very quickly in Bernie, Scenic Oaks off Bernie Stage Road. And you guys are getting a Buc-ee's up in I-10. So that's pretty cool. And that one is ranked lowest on McCall's list, who put this article together. Then comes Corley Farms, mid homes ranging from 300,000 to 700,000. That is a massive range between that neighborhood, $300,000 homes to 700. Then you have the Trails in Champion Hills. That one is 3,000 plus square feet, homes under 500,000. That's a pretty good value. Fair Oaks Ranch and Balcones Creek is 700,000. Esperanza and Cordillera Ranch. There's a lot of talk around Cordillera Ranch and Esperanza. I am going to say it, and whoever really wants to hear this truth, be my guest. I don't like Cordillera Ranch. I think it's extremely specific to that person that wants to live in that type of community. But I don't think it has a good resale. Like I said, if you're okay with your house being on the market for a long, long time, go ahead and live in Cordillera Ranch. But it is very beautiful. If you're into golf and exclusive communities, it is very beautiful. Esperanza wows the stunning. Esperanza wows stunning hills, stunning homes, designs hill country views. It does have some very, very beautiful designs in Esperanza. And prices in each are into the millions with 2.5 to 2.6 mud tax. So you have your property taxes, then you have the county taxes, and then you also have a mud tax. So that's a lot of the downsides with it. And I'll bring up my favorite Reddit comment. Of course, I'm scouring the internet with people that are talking about Bernie, what they're saying about Bernie, and I cannot help but this is one of my favorite comments. Super TX guy, 40-year-old resident here, grew up here. Honestly, it's not what you're expecting. You're thinking you're moving into the sticks, but you're actually moving into Stone Oak. And this is what he's saying about Bernie. It's literally no different. Move to Stone Oak, save yourself $100,000. The traffic is stupid as hell. People are angry here. And it's either old timers like me that are pissed at new folks, or new folks that are pissed that old timers are pissed. It's funny, honestly. Politics is ridiculous here on the local level as well. There is so much corruption. It was at one time a small town, but it's no longer. It's angry, busy, congested, and tired. So sorry to be negative, but that's my 2 cents. And of course, we have this most accurate description so far of Bernie. There's a lot of truth to that. And thank you. I agree. Stone Oak is a nicer area from what I remember. I don't know if it's nicer. It all is what your flavors are. But some of this perception, I feel like, are very common to where people think Boerne is a small town because you have articles that when people are relocating here, you have articles like this. And it's just like, wow, look at this beautiful hill country sunset. And that's what I'm moving to. But it's not. You're not moving to that beautiful sunset. You're moving to rooftops and rooftops upon rooftops. And that's could be the essence of Boerne. And I know I'm going to piss people off with that, but it's true. And I think that Reddit comment was really good to show. Definitely perspective. So the next perspective, and in the next suburb, and the show is named Extremely Safe Suburb because as I did this research, there is a suburb that Perplexity AI said was extremely safe. So I'm going to get to that very soon. But next is New Braunfels, and it's not New Braunfels, is what AI is saying. New Braunfels is named the second most moved to U.S. zip code of 2025. New Braunfels has already proved it's one of the most livable cities in the United States, but this new study revealed that the once Sleepy Hill country town has attracted more new residents than nearly any other place in the country in 2025. New Orleans is attracting some of the state's splashiest restaurants and a surge of new development. So there's a lot of changes that are happening to New Braunfels, and I don't know what PM means. Sorry. Never mind. So somebody sent me a private message. So New Braunfels is on the list for the top 10 zip codes people are moving to in 2025. Number 1 on the list is Cypress, Texas. I'm pretty sure that's near Houston. Very humid. I hate the Astros. So that's not my number 1. Number 2 is 78130 in New Braunfels. That is number 2. So New Braunfels, it's not segregated, but it is 2 very different towns if you look on a map. And this would be a perfect time, Steven. You can pull up a map, but that's okay. If you look at a map of New Braunfels, and the areas in New Braunfels are either downtown New Braunfels, and then there's northwest New Braunfels, and then there's southeast New Braunfels. All are really cool and are within, certain ranges, but they're very different vibe, even though it's still New Braunfels. So I say that to say that if you are looking to move to New Braunfels and need some guidance, let me know, because it's very specific to depending on what you want. But it is cool to see that New Braunfels is no longer this destination temporary area. It is now a place to live. And according to this, the top 10 zip codes as place to live. So that's really cool to see. Go New Braunfels. So this other article from Index Yard, again, me doing deep research and what people are saying, and also debunking some lies they're saying about the suburbs around San Antonio. So pros and cons of living in New Braunfels. There's a lot of social media buzz. We obviously talk about this. I feel like this AI rendering of this family in New Braunfels right here is kind of accurate. Weirdly enough, you have this guy that is probably a pit master at Terry Black's. Then you have Abuelita, and then you have the family, and kid looks like he's picking his butt. But the article continues to say that New Braunfels, compared to nearby cities, they have key strengths from community and rising house costs, increasing traffic. So later in the show, I'm going to show you median house price and what the market is doing in New Braunfels if you're looking to move there. Happy to help you with that information. You have San Marcos, college town vibe for sure. Definitely college town. Limited job opportunities, 100% true. Unless you work from home, then you have the luxury of not worrying about the job opportunities But if you're looking for job opportunities in San Marcos, there's really not a lot of developments happening there. Seguin is quiet neighborhoods in Seguin, historic proximity to major cities. That is also an area around San Antonio that is growing, and if in its housing, there's more inventory for sure because the major developers, D.R. Horton, Lennar, Meritage Homes, have all moved out there, but a lot of the infrastructure has not changed. And also, it's kind of a weird area. I like Seguin, but then I don't like Seguin because I love its proximity to certain things. But I don't like how the zoning is in that communities. If you've been there, you know exactly what I mean. So trying to keep it PG here. So that's Seguin, but I do Burnt Bean Barbecue did get the best barbecue in Texas, which is in Seguin. And I had a chance before they named it number 1 best barbecue, and I didn't go. Damn it, I regret it. Let's see. Okay, so conclusion: it's a happening city. We're gonna go into the next. So this is a website from Mayor Ranch. Mayor Ranch is a community that's right on 46 in New Braunfels. See? Thank you. He even understands what I'm saying. Okay. So I do not find any value from this article. I know a lot of people read articles about towns around San Antonio and they're like, okay, this is accurate information. It's an article. It's not. When you have an article that says basically everything is an excellent quality of life and economic opportunities, it will probably not add up. This is not even in New Braunfels. It says it is in New Braunfels, but it's not. This is the Natural Bridge Caverns. It is in Garden Ridge, which actually a pretty accurate picture of Natural Bridge Caverns, but it is not in New Braunfels. Pretty close to New Braunfels, but it is not. So excellent amenities, family-friendly environment. I will say that New Braunfels has oh yeah, tell me where the best barbecue is, please. I have my own personal choice. I will tell you in a few minutes. But in Luling, where's that? You mean Luling or Lulin? Tell me, please explain. I'll tell you where my favorite is. So family friendly, it says master plan communities like Mayor Ranch is designated with family friendlies in mind. The excellent schools in area New Braunfels meet the parks, playgrounds, and family friendly events that are ideal for raising children and creating memorable experiences. According to that, it's very fluffy. But I would say that Mayor Ranch is okay. My issue with Mayor Ranch is it doesn't necessarily have the culture of New Braunfels. So, like this picture here is the culture of New Braunfels. It's floating the river, going to downtown restaurants. I got to say, New Braunfels zoning is excellent downtown because it's very walkable. So cool. Whether you're walking around with the family, kids, by yourself, going on a jog with your dog, like there's a ton of things to do. Thank you. In Luling. Thank you. Yeah, I agree. It's great stuff. My favorite barbecues place is definitely Cooper's in New Braunfels. That's my favorite. You'll probably see me there occasionally. So that's in Braunfels right here. I would say it's very popular floating down the river. The river doesn't look as full anymore, but it is an excellent place if you want to visit New Braunfels. Next is going to be New Braunfels area. So this is a website from River Hills Builder. Is New Braunfels a good place to live? Strategic location. It is definitely positioned on the I-35 corridor, easy access to San Antonio and Austin job markets. If you're a big Elon Tesla person, they're basically closing the corridor all the way down 35 to Laredo into Mexico. So I definitely think it is a strategic location. 100% agree. Affordable cost of living. Housing remains 7 to 15 below the national average. Even with all those amenities, that's what New Braunfels has. Excellent education, highly rated school district, including Comal ISD, a rating of New Braunfels of a B+. That is correct. Rich culture heritage. The city's German heritage is celebrated through festivals, architecture, and authentic cuisine. Wurstfest. Everybody's about Wurstfest. I think it's a really cool event. and it's about for 2 weeks long. Worst Fest, everybody goes. It's always packed, but it's a great time. Highly recommend Worst Fest. That's with a W. Outdoor recreation paradise, home to the Comal and Guadalupe rivers, and that's where they intersect, offering world-class tubing, fishing, and water sports. Not a lot of fishing that I've seen, except Lana Park. Great place to fish. Uh, Growing economy, diverse job market with major employers across healthcare, education, manufacturing, tourism sections. Yes, agree with that. Cost of living. So median home price 329,000 actually went down a little bit. Average list price 400,000. That's true. And rent $1,315, 16% lower than the average. 100% agree. And we're going to continue. So one of them that I wanted to mention is Schertz. So Schertz geographically is one of the largest suburbs of San Antonio. And geographically, it also is in 3 different counties. So you have Schertz that is in Bexar County, Schertz, Texas, that's in Guadalupe County, and Schertz, Texas, that's in Comal County. So it expands multiple areas. There's also different tax rates. The Bexar County side is a little bit higher taxes. All the other sides, it's lower in taxes. But it is good to mention on the extremely safe suburbs of San Antonio show. Life Insurance, basically this website, Home Snacks, never heard of it. But it does give some good data that I agree with. The population of Schertz is 43,000, so it's double the amount in Boerne, Texas. Median home price is 317,000. Median income is $96,000. Cost of living in Schertz is 105, which is 1.1 higher than national average. Rent is 1,500. Unemployment rate 5.7. Poverty rate 5.6, and high school is 79.5. I don't know what a snackability report is, but yeah, I thought that this is pretty accurate with living in Schertz. There's a lot of pros and cons with living in Schertz. From what I hear, people living in Schertz, the proximity to 35 is great. And then you have the very developed Cibolo, which is the town next door to Schertz. It also has a ton of amenities. They just built a massive HEB there. They have downtown Cibolo. It's for if that's what you're looking for, it's great. Does not have good public transportation, but there's still lots and lots to do in Schertz, and definitely worth mentioning. So for crime in Schertz, per 100,000 people, 454 crime rating. Schertz, Texas in general has 2,400. So I would say for violent crime, this is not easy. I think here, 554 crimes total in Schertz. Honestly, that doesn't really tell me much. There's crime everywhere. Funny story. Where I lived, wait, what? Why did you say forget about Cibolo? Nice area, yeah. I know Cibolo is really good. But I feel like it's further away because with the traffic, it's a little problem. Let's go over to Bulverde, Texas. So this article from Perry Homes, can't trust the articles where to live from builders, but it is some good information in here. So Bulverde, Texas, schools, neighborhoods, and city insights for more residents. So Bulverde is 26 miles north of downtown San Antonio in Comal County. It was very sought after, I would say was, and Bulverde also has a higher amount of inventory, but I think Bulverde is going to be one of the towns that's going to rebound the fastest with San Antonio's recent market shift. Population is 5,000, basically 700 residents in the 2020 census, 23% growth. I would say it's probably double now, maybe around 10,000. Median home price, 380,000. rising from 362,000 from the previous year, approximately 108,000 exceeding the national average, and that's household income. Crime, according to Perry, violent crime remains low with approximately 191 incidents per 100,000 people, and schools still zoned Comal ISD. Cost of living is lower, and really nothing much going on. Has anybody ever been to Bulverde downtown? I actually think Bulverde downtown is a really cool spot. Um, Hold on, sorry, I did forget to answer this comment. Is Gunrise safe? I'll let the other comments answer that one. Gunrise or yeah, I'll let somebody else answer that. It's a very unique neighborhood. I'll just say that. Next on the list that is not very commonly talked about, Garden Ridge, Texas. Garden Ridge, Texas is literally like a sleeping secret town. Those of you from here probably agree with me because there's no media around Garden Ridge. Nobody really talks about Garden Ridge because Garden Ridge does not want development. And even more so, Garden Ridge does not want apartments. Garden Ridge does not want necessarily a lot of restaurants or businesses. And the cool thing about Garden Ridge is that it's very landlocked. There is only 2 new home communities in Garden Ridge, and they're very small. One of them is almost done, and then the other one is only on phase 2, and there should be 5 phases of development in Garden Ridge that should actually cross over to San Antonio. I think it's one of my favorite up and coming developments that I will have a full video for you guys later. So, a lot of information about Garden Ridge. It is in Comal County, and we're actually going to talk bullet points about Garden Ridge here in a second about demographics. So, Garden Ridge demographics, the median age is 52. The racial and ethnicity composition of Garden Ridge, 67% white, according to this Two College Brothers website. 20% Hispanic, which is odd. And then 16% more, 2 or more races, 9% Black African American, 3% Asian, 3% other race, which is a mix. Cost of living in Garden Ridge, I mean, I think that's pretty irrelevant because there's really no stores in Garden Ridge, except my favorite restaurant ever, which is an incredible place that I will name later. So this is essentially an example of a home in Garden Ridge. Garden Ridge has a city ordinance that you can't build something that is like a Lennar neighborhood or like just the quarter lot neighborhoods. You have to, or obviously ask for a variance. But Garden Ridge, 90% of the homes, if not more, maybe 100%, are at least a half acre. And the city of Garden Ridge used to be part of the city of San Antonio, but in the 1970s, they actually annexed themselves out. They said, we want to be our own town. Like, screw you guys. We don't want to be in the city of San Antonio, which I think is always pretty funny to mention. So, what is Google saying about Garden Ridge? Like, why do people say that Garden Ridge is a sleepy town? And I know I say that Garden Ridge is a sleepy town. Garden Ridge is highly rated for its quiet, rural atmosphere with large oaks, shaded lots, and close-knit community feel, all while being a short commute from San Antonio. It is so close to San Antonio, so close. Scenic and peaceful, highly rated schools, convenient location, active community, safe, and independent. I was at a birthday party with one of the council people there, and they're having some discussions of developments and infrastructure changes, even some cool city ordinances like riding your golf cart around, and that's they're trying to push it into the works. I think that would be cool to see. And what people are saying about Garden Ridge, we're here from Norfolk, currently a dental hygienist. I mean, there's just all stories around about Garden Ridge. So this is the deep AI dive I did about what is the most extremely safe suburb in San Antonio. And AI is saying Garden Ridge. It says right here, extremely safe, affluent area vibes gives Garden Ridge top marks for crime A plus, education A, employment A plus, housing A plus, nothing very low violent crime rates and high incomes, and has high visibility. Movado describes Garden Ridge as a small, affluent, and low crime with a visibility score of 83, driven by low crime, high income per capita, strong graduation for Garden Ridge. So that's probably one of the faves. Even this article from November 2020 is Garden Ridge is a way of life. Super old article, obviously over 5 years old, 6 years old now. It boasts only 1,500 home sites, not a lot of development, and it's pretty much the same. And if you don't know where Garden Ridge is, average value is $759,000 in the San Antonio area of Garden Ridge, and I feel like that's about average. And this is according to Homes.com. I kind of disagree. I think it's closer to 600. But that's that. So as we're nearing to the end of the show, just want to first say thank you for watching. So we're going to bullet point New Braunfels, Boerne, Garden Ridge as basically the three that we're going to be rating to safety, crime, and also median house price. And this way you can see basically bullet point differences. If you are looking to move to anywhere in the San Antonio area, I'd love to be the realtor of choice. I know I do this live stream to really connect with people and also inform people. If you are moving here, this is what you need to know. This is true data that I scour on my off time to try to get you this live show and to connect with families and people that are looking to relocate. My agent partner, Amber, and I, we work with clients hand in hand together. So without further ado, this is the list. So first, New Braunfels, livability, 83, amenities, A+, totally agree. Commute, F, I mean, that shouldn't really be a rating because very little people, if not nobody, uses public transportation. Cost of living, A, it is a little expensive because of the density and there is a lot of traffic, but there is a lot of amenities. Crime, B+, employment, B+, housing, I totally agree with all of this. Population, 84,000. Crazy how much population New Braunfels has gained, because I think it also has national attention. So if you go on my website here, you see all of the areas of New Braunfels. Basically, everything I talked about before. This is the immediate downtown New Braunfels area. This is closer to Seguin, which is on the south end of New Braunfels, around Lake McQueenie, and some of the Guadalupe rivers there. I'm sorry, the Comal River. And then this side is along 46. So there's a ton of communities and also way more space. There's less development in these areas here, and that connect to Garden Ridge, which is right here. And you have a decrease of listings, which you have 102 less sold listings, which means that it's a buyer's market. And then you have average sales price, according to my website, at $415,000. It's $11,000 higher. And I think because New Braunfels is still getting a lot of traction around luxury real estate. People who are spending $900 and above are wanting to be around New Braunfels, whether in downtown New Braunfels or along 46. There's a good amount of luxury communities along those corridors. And I think that's what's getting the average sales price up $11,000. Average days on market is 142. Whoa. I think that's because this area here is creating more inventory with all the new construction that's happening in New Braunfels. And it's increasing by 8 days. So that is New Braunfels. Next is Boerne. So Boerne has a livability of 78. Not a lot of amenities, which I kind of disagree with. D plus. Commute F, totally true. Cost of living B, A crime, A plus employment, A plus housing, health and safety. Only a population of 17,000. Median age is 37. And a lot happening in Boerne. Boerne real estate. Let's go over that. So Boerne has 40 less sold listings. So an average just in the past month is down 40. You have average sales price down $20,000. That's a pretty good increase, or a pretty good decrease of average sales prices in Boerne. It's probably because there's less homes being sold, so it's bringing down the average sales price. Now, average days on market increased, which makes sense because if you have lower listings, you have lower sales prices, you're going to have average days on market also change. Last one that I just mentioned is Garden Ridge. So Garden Ridge has a 60 livability, which is, I guess, weird because typically Garden Ridge, you live there, but you don't necessarily do much in Garden Ridge. Everything else is in Schertz, Cibolo, New Braunfels, San Antonio. You're basically in the heart of it all. No amenities, which I mentioned. Commute, everybody drives. Cost of living, that's weird. F. Crime, A plus, which is ranking high in safety. Employment, A plus. Nobody works in Garden Ridge, or at least very little. Everyone works in the outer suburbs or in San Antonio or New Braunfels. Housing, A plus. Health and safe, F. That's weird. A minus schools, which is in Comal. And we look at the real estate in Garden Ridge. You have only 2 sold listings in the last month. Average sales price decrease $300,000. Insane. And then average days on market is up 50 for your average days on market. And it ranges so much from 574,000, 500,000 just for a lot, and then $928,000 in this new home community, and even this one at 1.2 million. So hope that was helpful in getting you guys this information. Ran about 40 minutes. If you are looking to move, I'd love to help you. I have my email down below, my phone number. And if you have any other questions, drop them in the comments. Going live again next week on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.